Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Z&D Academy course summaries. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share this explainer so we can keep making authentic Islamic knowledge truly accessible for everyone. As an Islamic educator, my mission is to help you learn Arabic deeply connected with our deen. And today, we have a really fascinating explainer lined up. We're going to unlock the science of Arabic grammar, known as Nahw. Now, I know a lot of people hear grammar and think it's going to be incredibly difficult, but by the end of our time together today, you're going to see just how logical, beautiful, and honestly absolutely essential it is for understanding our faith.
Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, why word endings matter. Second, the definition of Nahw. Third, the origins of Arabic grammar. And fourth, the foundational scholars and books.
Let's jump right into section 1, why word endings matter. You see, learning Arabic grammar isn't just some dry academic exercise. It's a vital tool to protect our theology. The stakes are literally massive. Take Surah al-Fatiha, for example. When we recite Siratul ladhina an'amta alayhim, that ta at the end with a fatha, that ah sound, means you bestowed favor, speaking properly and directly to Allah. But if someone were to accidentally read it with a dhamma, an u sound, saying an'amtu, the meaning violently shifts to I bestowed favor. I mean, wow, right? A tiny vowel shift from a fatha to a dhamma changes everything from praising Allah's blessing to attributing that divine blessing to yourself. It's a huge theological error, all down to just one single vowel at the very end of a word. Let's build on that with this profound verse from the Quran. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءُ. Notice the specific vowel placement here. We have a fatha on Allah's name, which makes it the grammatical object, and a dhamma on the word ulama, the scholars, making them the grammatical subject. This specific rule proves that it's the scholars who fear Allah, not the other way around. If you swap those vowels, you completely corrupt the meaning of the verse. This right here is why Nahw is so vital. It preserves the exact intended meaning of the Quran. So now that we see what's at stake, let's move to section 2, the definition of Nahw. Technically speaking, Nahw, or syntax, is the science that studies the rules governing the endings of Arabic words based on their grammatical position in a sentence. This concept is known as i'rab. The absolutely crucial point here is that Nahw strictly cares about the very end of the word. There's actually another science called sarf that deals with the beginning and middle of words, but Nahw it is highly focused just on that tail end. And honestly, that's what makes it so approachable. You're literally only looking at the final letter and its vowel. We can basically map out these word endings into 4 primary grammatical states. You've got rafa, which usually takes a dhamma, nasb, taking a fatha, jar, also called khaft, taking a kasra, and jazm, which takes a sukun. So when a word's position in a sentence changes, like going from a subject to an object, its grammatical state changes, and so does that final vowel. Oh, and a quick rule of thumb for you. Verbs absolutely cannot take the jar state, and nouns cannot take the jazm state. Just keep this structured framework in the back of your mind, because everything else in Nahw builds naturally right on top of it. But beyond the technical definition, I just love looking at the linguistic root of words. Linguistically, the word Nahw actually means intention or to follow the path. I love that. By learning Nahw, you're literally setting your intention to follow the path of the pure original Arabic language. You're training your tongue to walk the exact same linguistic road as the earliest generations. And that brings us perfectly to section 3, origins of Arabic grammar. To really understand the origins, we got to ask a fundamental question. Did the early Arabs actually need these written grammatical rules to speak perfectly? The answer is no. Before Islam and in those really early days, the Arabs spoke with flawless grammar purely by instinct and nature. They called it salika. They didn't need a textbook to tell them where to put a dhamma or a fatha. They just felt it intuitively. So what changed? Why did we have to invent this whole science? Well, let me share a famous, kind of amusing origin story that literally changed history. The great foundational scholar Abu al-Aswad al-Duali was hanging out with his daughter one night. She looked up at the sky and said, "Ma ajmalu as-sama." Because she used a dhamma on the word ajmalu, she was accidentally asking a question. What is the most beautiful thing in the sky? Her father naturally replied, "It's stars." But she quickly clarified, "No, father, I didn't mean to ask a question. I wanted to express my amazement."
He realized she actually meant to say ma ajmala as-sama with a fatha, meaning how beautiful is the sky. This simple domestic mistake by a native Arab girl. It was a massive wake-up call.
That one simple moment sparked a total revolution. You see, as non-Arabs were embracing Islam in huge numbers, these linguistic errors were popping up way more frequently. That natural instinct for pure Arabic was fading. So Abu al-Aswad al-Duwali went and consulted with the great companion Ali bin Abi Talib. May Allah be pleased with him. Ali guided him to divide words into nouns, verbs, and particles, and told him simply to follow this path. Under Ali's guidance, Abu al-Aswad established the foundational rules, and get this, even the very first system of vowel dots, all to protect the language of the Quran forever.
Now that we know how it all started, let's open up Section 4, Foundational Scholars and Books. Let's trace the lineage of this knowledge. We start way back in the year 67 after Hijra, with the founding by Abu al-Aswad al-Duwali. Fast forward a century to 170 AH, and the brilliant Imam al-Khalil bin Ahmad al-Farahidi vastly expanded the science, deeply organizing and detailing its rules. He then passed this incredible knowledge to his most famous student, Sibawayh, who passed away in 180 AH. Sibawayh essentially took everything and masterfully codified it into one complete, perfectly structured system. That brilliant codification resulted in a work so incredibly comprehensive, so authoritative, that scholars didn't even bother using its formal title. They literally just referred to it as al-Kitab, the book. If a grammar scholar mentioned the book, everyone immediately knew they were talking about Sibawayh's masterpiece. It just became the ultimate undisputed reference point for the entire Arabic language. For those of us learning today, the scholars have laid out such a clear path with essential Nahw textbooks. If you're a beginner, the foundational text is Al-Ajrumiyya by Ibn Ajrum. It's written in this clear, beautiful prose, and it's highly recommended as the absolute perfect starting point to understand word endings. And hey, for the really advanced students out there, there's Alfiyat ibn Malik, which is this incredible 1,000-line poem that summarizes the entire science. But remember, every single great scholar started right at the basics with Al-Ajrumiyya. Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. Are you ready to master the endings of words and unlock a much deeper, richer understanding of the Quran? Because that is exactly what Nahw offers you, a direct key to truly experiencing our deen. I highly encourage you to continue this learning journey and dive deeper into this beautiful language through the official Zad Academy curriculum, where our mission is to make authentic Islamic knowledge accessible across all levels. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Jazakumullahu khairan.